Welcome back to Make It Stick. We've got two flashcards. What do we got? What is an illusion of knowing? It's a false sense of mastery, um, often caused by feelings of familiarity or fluency. All right. What is fluency and why is it deceptive in learning? Fluency is essentially the ease of processing information, or the speed as well. Speed and ease of processing information. It's deceptive in learning because it often is mistaken for mastery, but in reality, it most often doesn't indicate mastery. It's not enough to indicate mastery, at least. Fluency is an ease of processing material. Feels like mastery, but often isn't. What did we learn about then yesterday and Make It Stick? We're very close to finishing up this section on memory cues. We learned about some competitive memory technique, the syllables for digits, or the sounds for digits, and then the 1,000 images memorized in order to quickly memorize strings of digits. We read about the A levels and the memory palace, aiding for the students to recall all and organize the main points for that they need to write about. The author's arguing that it's not just memory palace and mnemonics are not just, or memory palace is not just a memory or rote memorization technique. It's a great way to organize large amounts of information so that they're readily retrievable. I think that's basically it. Nothing too dense. Yep. So I'm gonna jump back into reading. We may finish chapter 7 today. We'll see. So I'll be back in a bit to recall. We finished the section on memory cues and we finished the takeaway. We have finished chapter 7, Increase Your Abilities, which is overall about mindset and characteristics to increase your intelligence and abilities, plus mnemonic devices. I believe that's the general overview of the section. Mnemonic devices or memory cues. This section was really about mnemonic devices. We learned about the term called memory span in psychology, which refers to the amount of basically digits you can hold in mind. Someone speaks digits and you hold them in mind and are able to repeat them. That's memory span. The average without mnemonic devices is about 7, and that's why phone numbers are 7 digits long, no longer typically. The psychology teacher, the memory competitor, memory athlete, was able to do 74 at the time, and the world record's like 370. So mnemonic devices can take you a long way like that. Yeah, and it was kind of weird. They kind of talked about the pilot, and they drew on the neuroscientist, and they drew on this woman she plays violin in an orchestra, and how these things are all mnemonic devices. The pilot going through different procedures for like emergency evacuations or emergency procedures are mnemonics. I just didn't get this. I think they're referring to like the mental, when you're thinking about something, that's a mnemonic. Yes, probably when you're like trying to recall, the pilot's recalling like, okay, do this, like thinking about it. That's the mnemonic for the actual thing. Potentially the same for music, same for the neuroscientist running through the checklist in his brain. Those are all mnemonics for the thing, the physical thing, potentially. And then the takeaway section, this was about basically 3 things. First, growth mindset. We can increase our effortful learning physically changes the brain, increases our abilities, increases our capacity, our potential, our intelligence. With grit, persistence, and discipline, if you want to become an expert at something, you probably can. And mnemonic devices, right? They are basically a good way to be able to organize information, vast amounts of information you've already mastered or learned, until they become, through enough deliberate practice and retrieval, the things become automatic. They become chunked, automatic, and almost subconscious. So instead of thinking about what to do in the pilot, they just do it. There's no mnemonic when you just do it, I think. So eventually, with enough practice, you don't need mnemonics. So it's this weird thing, use case for mnemonics. I still don't really think they're that useful. They got a specific use case. They're not that generally important or useful, I don't think. Right, there was something else about mnemonic devices and memory cues at the end. Yeah, the value of mnemonics comes from organizing information you've already learned or mastered, not for learning or mastering information. Key distinction. Okay, let's make sure I got everything. Cool. Yep. All right, that's it, guys. We have finished chapter 7. So tomorrow we'll begin answering these questions I wrote down, and then we'll do ChatGPT quiz. And whenever I finish with both of those, I'll do Anki flashcards for the chapter, and then on to the final chapter of Make It Stick. It's been a long time coming, but we're going to be entering soon into the final chapter known as Make It Stick. So that's it for today. I'll talk to you tomorrow. See you.